What about a dude named Battle Truth? You ever heard of him?
Battle Truth. I think Battle Truth, he tells it from his perspective. I've seen some of his stuff. I'm not familiar with all of it. I think
that nigga's funny.
He's funny. I think in the beginning, because I remember when I first started seeing it, he tried to have this judge theme, and I think he realized just being straight up was the best thing for him. You know,
he's himself.
You know what I mean? But
15 minutes of fame, they won't promote your content. They said the Battle Truth is that rocker piper boy, and they did a blog about it.
This up. Okay, Battle Truth on YouTube. You are one of my official go-to sources. As you know, I'm still involved in battle rap behind the scenes.
I put my hands on that little girl, and y'all seen the proof, the paperwork, the video. But y'all unbiased review is to accept them weirdos cover story and make me Battle Truth and for
Nah, but
he's hilarious. Battle Truth.
he's wild hilarious. He's also got his own thing. You feel what I'm saying?
He's mad funny.
You know what I mean? So
but
like
with him though, another thing with him, like, and I'm not talking bad about him. I respect him. I like him. I watch his channel. I watch
like
him.
a judge and shit.
Yeah, I go to his channel. I can say myself before I go to anything else.
You go to Battle Truth first?
I go to Battle Truth first. I'm being honest.
That's crazy.
I want to see what he talk about, how he's saying it. But
what's that to salute? You bang your hammer when nobody's around. Let's give this Battle Truth.
Where's my damn gavel at? Dang it. Hold on. Here! Take it! Take it! Bang the gavel on your damn self. Don't worry. I'll do it for you. No, man. Get up out of here with that trash, man. No, man.
What it do, man? It's your boy Battle Truth coming to you live and direct from the Battle Truth headquarters, along with my lovely, beautiful co-host, Miss Jess. What's going on with you, sis?
What's up? What's up?
Nothing. Summer madness. Right. Let's get right off into it, man. So, the controversial battle of the night: Dizaster versus Real Sikh. Two Arab battle rappers going against each other. Dizaster making his return back to the URL after being gone a couple years. A lot of people didn't think he could handle the URL. How would he fare returning back to the URL? There's a stigma on him that he don't do too well against black battle rappers as a result of the way he rap and where his power come in at. But this time, you know, they gave him an Arab battle rapper to actually compete against. Yeah. One of the. At one time, Real Sikh was actually gaining a lot of traction in the community, man. His name was ringing. Then it died down a little bit. So he faced off with Dizaster. And what did you think of the battle, sis? What did you think of the battle?
It was one of the weakest battles of the night, but it was entertaining.
I agree. It was weak, but it was entertaining. Go ahead. I'm with you on that.
That's my thoughts.
Dang, that's it. Okay, yeah. So,
we're not breaking everything down right now. We're just giving our general opinion of what the battle was, right?
Yeah, but do we really?
That's how I took it. Go ahead.
I stopped judging after the second round. That's how come I'm just like, we might well just go ahead and holler. I stopped judging after the second round. Okay, so Dizaster make his return to the URL. It didn't take place on the East Coast where he's supposed to be banned from, but it took place in Houston, Texas, man. Neutral grounds, you know. And I was excited for his return, especially seeing the matchup they had gave him. I'm saying, okay, this is his type of battle. You got an Arab, now he could be himself. The only thing about it is, I don't think he allowed himself to be himself. I think he came in not understand what I learned from him. What I learned from him dealing with the URL is his battle rap IQ is not so sharp, because a lot of things he should have took into consideration going into this battle that would have helped him from the things he was saying in the battle.
Okay.
Like I don't like the fact that instead of him coming in rapping, having a clean slate, being on neutral ground, it's like he wanted to try to get the people to actually accept him when you didn't have to do that. Let your material speak for itself. He, like, all through his rounds, it was like he was directing too much attention to the audience rather than just Real Sikh, rather than just battling Real Sikh. It's like, why do you have to hold the audience hand through everything you're doing to see whether or not they're going to allow you to say it or be with?
Right.
Yeah, like what are you doing, man? Just rap. Just rap. And I think that right there hurt him throughout the night. Like, am I reaching right here, sis?
No, I agree with you. Definitely was an issue for him. I don't know why they booked you, because they want you to do Dizaster. Like, I don't know why he wanted the crowd to help him battle Real Sikh. But like, you up there by yourself. Like, why are you trying to act like it's the crowd and you against Real Sikh? Like,
did they really book him, sis, because they wanted him to be Dizaster, or did they book him because they felt they owed him a favor as a result of the Easy and Dizaster on GTX? Do you believe they really booked him for Dizaster, or do you think it could be a little bit of both?
No, because they were already talking. He said he was, like, the other day, he was like, oh, I was on the phone with Beasley. When he was interviewing with 3 Letterman, he was like, oh, I was on the phone with Beasley. And then he was telling me how somebody was phone recording Easy's conversation and that he was leaking information and stuff like that. So they were already in the talking to each other about something.
Hold on. He said that he was talking on the phone with Beasley, and Beasley was telling him that Easy was on the phone with somebody else and didn't know he was being recorded.
He was telling him how he knows Easy is about to be on his card. He was literally, go listen to the 3 Letterman. I thought we covered the 3 Letterman interview.
We never talked about that. I don't. This is my first time hearing about this. Hold on. So I want to hear this. So he said that he was on. Okay, run that by me again.
No, real quick. It's the same interview we talked about when 3 Letterman was getting cussed out by Dizaster.
Okay.
We listened to that. And so when he was talking to Dizaster was like, how he's explained how he felt bad for Easy because there's people in his circle he shouldn't be trusting, that he's trusting Mal.
Right.
And he's saying that he was on the phone with Beasley and Beasley was telling him how he heard from some mutual party that he's going to have Easy on his card before he announced Easy on his card. So what I'm saying is him and Beasley were already in a talking relation. They were talking about stuff before the battle. So, and even Dizaster said he was gauging whether or not after the battle, he's like, oh, I was gauging because I had 12 rounds set up for you, Easy, and I was going to gauge whether or not you were going to violate, and if depending on how hard you went, I was going to go hard on you. So I don't even think URL, it's not that deep. It's a nice storyline, but I don't think it goes that deep.
Okay. So
I think URL had 2 other people in mind, and because someone pulled out of that negotiation, they wanted to replace it. Even though they could have just stuck with 6 people, that's a solid card. You don't need to add any more. But they last minute, 2 people was already writing to verse each other. That didn't work out, so they pushed it back, and now they had to do a last minute. And they even said it like, "Hey, he hit us up like 12 days before the battle, and we both had to write material for 12 and memorize it for within 12 days." So,
okay, all right. So with that being,
that's just my opinion. You could be right. You could say your opinion.
No. I just was throwing that out there. I don't know what's right. I don't know what's wrong. I just threw it out there because I know that's what people were speculating, that he got this battle as a result of basically doing a favor for URL by how he exposed and outed Easy, and then next thing you know, it's announced, oh, guess who owns Summer Madness?
Could have went harder. So I don't think that if that's what he was doing, I felt like he held back some.
Okay, so going off into it, so he get the battle anyway. He on Summer Madness. He make his return back to URL after being gone a few years, but not, wasn't being so good. He had a bad performance against Tay-Rock. He had a bad performance against T-Rex. And now he make his return going up against Real Sick. I think it was, again, it was fair. You got two Arabs. Nobody really had the advantage over the other. But one thing about it is Diz coming into the battle with this stigma on him of being a guy who want to be black, that's so comfortable with being with black people, because the name of his crew is called Crack City, you know what I'm saying? And he say the N-words, he say the N-words, kicking it with them. And he caught some slack from that as a result of that. So in the beginning of the first round, Real Sick opened up with that, saying that they're in Texas, it's dominated by a lot of blacks. You get what I'm saying? And Real Sick, I thought that was creative with how he presented that. Like, look, yeah, you be saying the N-word. He said, I'm an Arab. I don't even say the N-word. But yeah, you be saying the N-word and say it now while you in front of this Houston crowd. You get what I'm saying? And I thought that set the tone to some degree, seeing how things turned out later on. I thought he had a solid first round. He come in with to complement that. He talked about the brawl that happened in Alabama on the riverside, on the Riverwalk, where the black and white people got into that brawl, and he brought that out. Like, say it in front of this Houston crowd right now, because I got a folding chair, dying to use it, because the black dude had the folding chair and the white people over the head. Then he had this nice line about the embalming fluid. I thought that was nice. Hit by Dizaster, Laughter Bucks, the FEMA check, that was nice. Dizaster Underground 7.62 on the Richter scale. That was okay. It was okay. He had a solid first round, man. Then Dizaster come on. And I just thought, again, he was trying too hard to get the URL crowd to accept him rather than getting into his raps. It didn't go so well. He got booed in the first round. And he was just all over the place. I don't think he was comfortable up there. And he wasn't being himself. This battle was here for the taking. He didn't take advantage of it. And that hurt him in that first round. I had him losing that first round terribly. I only gave him 6 points in the first round to Real Sick 15. How did you call it?
First round, what was I doing? Okay, I'm reading my notes. All right. So I did okay. For Summer Madness, it's supposed to be madness. It's supposed to be, bars on like heroin, okay, on crack. It's supposed to be crazy. So I feel like he had bars that were nice, but I don't think they were like, oh my gosh. I like the whole 7-11, 9/11 was fire. No, that was that Dizaster? That was Dizaster.
Yeah, that was Dizaster.
No, that was Sick. That was Sick. Sick said it. Because he was calling Dizaster the crazy Arabs that blow stuff up. So it was, sorry. The Arab was Sick. It was Sick that was saying, oh, I'm 7-11 and you 9/11. That whole breakdown was cool. Everybody liked that in the crowd. And he was, like you said, he was bombing on him, like exposing him for saying that N-word and basically telling him how that's not going to slide over here. So don't even try it. I like the line he had about barrel in her throat, have her neck looking like a snake ate a rodent. That was cool. All in all, he had a solid first round. And then Diz came in and choked bad. Got in his own way. He had a lot of tweet. He had Twitter fingers all that day, and leading up to that day, he was like, "Yeah, I'm about to go in." Even before the event started, he's like, "I'm rehearsing," and you see a picture of him backstage, standing by himself, talking to the sky, like rehearsing. And I think he said a couple punchlines that he wanted the crowd to go crazy with him, or he wanted the crowd to have him repeat again. He didn't get that, so then he got in his feelings, got real emotional, something that I would do. got in his head and then just really choked really bad. I was like, Diz, you need to get it together. Like, I was rooting for you to win this, especially after what you did with Easy. Like, come out here strong. Like, come on. And then, no, that didn't happen. For a very long time, he was pacing back and forth saying, I'm going to do this, or, oh, they're not letting me talk. They're not letting me talk. I'm like, then some parts they were not letting him talk, but some parts, like, everybody's looking at you like, okay, what's the next line? And then when he started to talk, I didn't know what Dizaster was talking about. Some parts, he said something about little Nipsey, the little Nipsey line, and that he's gonna bury you in London, and Nipsey's girlfriend was London, but I don't know how burying them in London. I didn't understand. I didn't understand the plan. So he lost me some parts what he was saying. I was like, okay, what is he talking about? But yeah. And then he asked the crowd, do you want to hear this or not? And they said no. They said literally no. And then he's like, F y'all. And then I'm like, okay. I thought it was funny. I thought it was good how he responded after they said no, that he's going to come back strong and, catch himself and finish his round. But it was just more of the bad choking from the beginning. But then, he was a little disaster. He had a little mini disaster in the first round, and I give the first round to
a mini disaster. That was a horrible disaster because
no, it gets worse in the second. So
yeah, but no, not the second. It get worse in the third. But in the first, he choked bad. He choked. He like, man, I forgot my stuff. I forgot my round. So
he said, pass me my phone. He had a disaster.
Yeah, it was terrible. He forgot his round in the first.
And then it gets worse in the third. You're right. It gets worse in the third. So I would call this a disaster. And then
definitely a disaster from the very beginning. From the very beginning, it went from
up to his name. He lived up to
right, and went from a damn tornado to a damn earthquake. So first round, it was just clear. Again, I don't think he was being himself. It was just terrible. He go into the second round, and Real Sick come out second round. He had a solid second round, but he stopped real short. One of the lines he said that was nice. He was like, no matter how many languages you speak to Dizaster, you don't translate over here, which was, you was actually proving his point. You actually were proving Real Sick point. The second round, it was real short. Real Sick ended it short, so it was very beatable. Dizaster come out. It took a long time. He come out when he finally do come out after taking a while to come out because people didn't know he was actually getting it undressed to come back out in his Real Sick muscle outfit, acting like he Real Sick. I thought it was creative, and he actually took that round, but he was actually finna give that round away because it goes right back to that battle rap IQ, by which you're not smart enough to understand when enough is enough. He started to rap then too long to the point that people was finna start booing him then that his guy had to grab him and say, bro, that's enough. You're about to kill yourself. Like, you're about to kill yourself. He's still like, no, let me go. I'm gonna get him some more, bro. This is not the king of the dot that can actually tolerate. See, that's Dizaster problem. he been rapping in front of them white folks so long on King of the Dot and things like that, that they cheer that stuff on because they be having them beers and mushrooms and meth all up in them. So they cheer that stuff on. Them brothers ain't got no tolerance for that. They irritated. They be drinking and smoking that weed. They nervous because all them niggas in the building and they trying to get up out of there. No, bro, look.
They hungry. They want their wings. They want their
right. Like, no.
They think it's for. Like, come on, guys.
A whole nother different crowd. Like, no, that stuff ain't funny to them. Like, bro, no. End it. You know what I'm saying? So he almost lost that, but he did get the second round clear to me. I gave him 18 points to Real Sick, 10 points in the second round. And after that, I just stopped judging it after that as a result of what happened later on, as far as like scoring. But I had him winning the second. How did you call the second?
Okay. My second, I had Sikh. He was talking to Diz. Just like he was talking to him in the beginning, he kept up. He had, you know, particular rounds catered to Mr. Dizaster. He was talking about how you appropriate your culture, only bringing in your culture when it's appropriate. I like to play on words on appropriate and appropriate. Sorry. That was cool. That was creative. And then he also talked about how you a future disaster and you can't even gauge when the temperature changes, like the climate changes. Like, and like you said, his round is like he knew Dizaster was not gonna understand to cater to the environment. Like, you can't just do certain styles. As far as I feel like Dizaster's rounds are more like comedic than bars. This is Summer Madness. It's not just a regular matchup. Looking for bars, we're looking for your pen game to be, you know, Summer Madness worthy. We're not looking for Saturday Night Live. And so, honey, like, either you want to be on Summer Madness or you don't, but that's not what you bring. And like, literally, it's like Sikh already knew what he was gonna do, and he was already like ready to go with that round. So I think that was really crazy how that planned out, how that played out to him. And then because Dizaster already like flunked the first round, and he knew he won the first, and he knew he got the second, so he just stopped. It was like, I'm done. That's like, I don't have to speak for like 12 minutes. Like, this is solid. I'm done. And like you said, like how no matter how many different languages you speak, it don't translate here. Like, you don't resonate with nobody here, which is not true. If just Dizaster would just be himself, people would respect your pen game, whether you're Chinese, white, or black. Like, stop being like so, I don't know, trying to kiss beat butt. Like, stop trying to do that. But anyways, after that, I had Dizaster come in with the gimmicks. Like you said, I was worried at first because he was gone for like a good 3 minutes. 3 minutes on stage is a long time to have dead air. I'm like, yo, did he really like just walk out on the battle? Like, I was like, yo, don't tell me like he's supposed to be like, I was thinking the worst. So then when he came out and he actually had a gimmick and he was actually doing good, because his impression of his opponent Sikh was funny, I was like, oh, he's turned it around, because my expectations were very, 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 very low. So when he came in with high energy, with the prop of the fake muscles, and his impression of the dude was funny, I was like, all right, fine. I'm gonna give you another chance. We're gonna forget about round number one. Let's go, Dizaster. And so his ad-libs though. So I thought it was going to be good, but his ad-libs was better than his actual bars. It wasn't, I don't know what was going on with Dizaster. He crashed really bad, in my opinion. I feel like he was going through a mental issue on stage and having a mental breakdown. So I didn't understand how you just crashed so bad, and you got in your own way. You sabotaged your own self. Like, no one had to do anything. Like, you did it all by yourself. But so basically, I started talking about Sikh in my notes. After I listened to Dizaster on stage, I started to say no lies. Sikh's impression was fire and hilarious, but like 6th round left a bigger impression on me because the dude was going for too long. At first it was funny. The crowd, he got the crowd reaction that he wanted. We was with you. Come on, don't kill a good. You had a good thing going, but don't just overkill. Like, end it. But then no, continued to try to win the crowd over, even though the crowd was already with him. They was laughing. They was giving him reactions, but nah, he overdid it. But yeah, I felt like his impression of Sikh was actually better than his round. He did a good job. He did a good job acting like Sikh than actually acting like Dizaster. Well, the Dizaster I was expecting to be on stage, he did a better job being Sikh. And so, in my opinion, I give a round to Sikh because, again, this is Summer Madness. It's not just a regular battle.
You gave Sikh the 2nd round?
Yeah. Again, because I didn't like how long he rapped. He killed again. So rapping long and taking up space and air doesn't always work, and it works counterintuitive to you. Just if I rap for 5 minutes straight, then I'll automatically win this round because I'm saying more than this person's saying.
What you said about Sikh ending his round short?
Huh?
Sikh had a short round,
and I told you, even though Sikh had a short round, Sikh had good bars. Like I said, he had no matter how many languages you speak, it's not going to translate here. Beautiful play word on translate in languages. And because he does do that, he knew who he was battling. And he, again, catered his round, even though it was short, he was on point. Everything he said was literally addressing everything that was being done on stage. He literally, in his whole round, described what was happening in round 1 and what's going to happen in round 2, and he was on point. And he's talking about you only talk about your culture when it's appropriate. You ride other people's cultures, and you're what do you call it, a vulture. He was exposed. He was talking to him, even if it was short. It was still clean, concise. He got through it, and it made sense, and it was good.
Okay, just for time's sake, let's move on.
Okay, well, that's what you asked me to. I already said what I said earlier. You need to pay attention when I'm talking.
Okay. I heard
then Dizaster, again, he rapped for too long. He tried to fight back, but he overdid it. It was not working. And now that whole comedic, that whole suit that you had on, you just took away from that. Now it's like, yo, hurry up and shut up. Hurry up and move out the way. Like, I don't want to hear you no more. Now you just ruined your whole round. So yeah, I gave the round to Sikh. I was over with Dizaster.
Okay. Going into the 3rd round. I don't know why is that echoing like that? Is that you?
Is that me? Oh my god, y'all making me stress with the speaker. Hold
on. Going into the next round, I thought again Real Sikh ended his 2nd round short, but Dizaster, I'm gonna address that in another blog because it's to time's sake. You're almost 30 minutes into this. I had Dizaster. Dizaster did bad. He got booed in the 3rd round. They didn't want him to say. The rest of his 3rd round. He wanted to explain when he was coming up why it is that he have a relationship with black people, because he grew up around racist white people that used to call him sand niggas, and as a result of calling him sand niggas, he wanted to explain to the URL crowd of why he actually was raised to start liking why he was liking black people for being racially discriminated against by white folks. And even though him and Real Sikh was on stage for the majority of the battle trying to explain who was more terrorist to us to be afraid of. No, don't be afraid of me, be afraid of him, because we different Arabics. No, don't be afraid of us. We the real Arabics. They the ones terrorists. Listen, I think y'all both. Yeah. A bomb is a bomb. It don't matter which one you got. He got a big bomb. You got a little bomb. Regardless of who the Terry, y'all against us. That's what we do know. We do that's what we do know.
That was funny, man.
Yeah. We do know that. That's how they were. Like when you was going through the first round, you was like, he was talking about, well, I'm this Arabic. I got the 7-Eleven. He got the bomb. No, we got the gas station. He got the bomb. Then the disaster round was similar to that. No, they are different Arabic than we is. We eat camel. They eat like no. I'm gonna tell you what the problem is. Y'all both damn terrorists.
Y'all cultures is tripping.
Right. One of y'all was up under Saddam Hussein, the other one was up under Bin Laden. What's the damn difference? A bomb is a bomb, and both y'all got one of them damn things. So trying to trick us. Like, no, he got the bomb. No, he got the bomb. Okay, well, we gonna
still Muslim.
Look, we gonna settle this. Search both them niggas. That's how we go. That's how we go.
You ain't saying nothing. We still looking at you sideways.
Right. They play a hot potato with the bomb. Like, you got it. No, I got it. No, you got it. No, I got it. No, you got it. No. Both you niggas got it. I ain't trying to fly on the plane with neither one of you. Like, they getting on this plane. Y'all, I think y'all need to search them. That's when the white person in me come out like, excuse me, officer. Go ahead, though, man.
I don't have any notes besides Dizaster really sabotaged Summer Madness. Even though it was entertaining to watch, I was like, I felt like Smack should have stopped after certain parts. I'm like, yo, Smack, just end this round. Don't even, like, this is taking away from this fire round we just had with Ace Amin and Ram Nitty. Like, let's end this. Let's move past it. I was already over it. But yeah, third round, I gave it to Sikh because Sikh actually was talking that talk or whatever, talking about, oh, you're in a certain part of Jersey with the sprinklers, like the good parts or whatever. And then Dizaster tried to go through his round, but he was just so busy wanting the crowd to like him. And as soon as you guys start rocking with me, then I'm gonna skip through my round. No, who cares about the crowd? Say your lines. You didn't come here for them. You got paid to say your bars. Come out here, be professional, get through your rounds, regardless of what they say. And he sits down, about to have a heart to heart. I'm like, okay, he's about to go get real deep. I thought it was gonna be like the Meek Mill song. You know the Meek Mill song when the beat goes slow and it builds up, and then he goes off.
Yeah,
it was a letdown. So no, Sikh 30'd him, but I don't even think there's the quality to. So people are trying to say because Slick 30'd in Gnome before and now he 30'd on Summer Madness, that makes him some like special. He's not mid tier. He's some special thing. I'm like, no, like the quality of your 30s actually do matter. Like,
he's not even mid tier. He's still PG to me. He ain't did enough.
But they're trying to say because he copped a 30 on Summer Madness and in Gnome before that means something because not a lot of people have done that before. But
he didn't cop a 30. He lost the second round.
Well, some people like me have him.
He lost the second round clear. He lost that second round clear. Very clear.
Dizaster shot himself in the foot and he sabotaged his second round, in my opinion. So, and a lot of people felt like Slick won. So, anyways, back to what I was trying to say.
Man, we almost an hour into this. I'm trying to end this thing.
I don't even care anymore. That thing was.
Yeah, because we got to address this again. So, bye.